In this video, I'm just going to walk through how to use the linear probe to image the transverse abdominis. So we've just got the transverse abdominis on screen now. This is the transverse abdominis here, and we're going to get this image a lot clearer. This is the internal oblique, and the external oblique we can see just coming into view up here. Everything above this is skin or fat. So first thing that we want to do, we're just in a standard preset, so it doesn't really matter what we've got here, but we're going to start off by changing the B mode settings. So I can see it's a little bit dark, so I might just start by increasing the gain a little bit. Next thing I'm going to do is change the frequency. So see what happens if we get a really nice high frequency. I think that's quite good, but we'll experiment with taking it down a notch and see what looks clearer. I do think it looked clearest on the highest frequency, so that's where we'll leave it. The next thing we'll do is just change the grey map settings and just see if we get any improvement in the image quality there. I don't think we do. I think we'll leave it on the 13, which is where we started. And I'll move across to just increasing this gain again. It's a bit brighter. Okay, so because we're using the linear probe, we don't have a very wide footprint, so we can't see very much of the transverse abdominis, although we can see it relatively clearly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the second B mode menu, and we have an option here for the expand mode, so I'm going to turn that to on, and that'll give us a wider view. So now we can see more of the transverse abdominis, we can see more of the internal oblique as well. And I'm going to just increase the acoustic power to 100. I want to change the tissue specific imaging to muscle, and I'm going to turn the crossbeam on. So they're the main presets I'm going to change, and just by doing that I can see that it is a little bit easier to see. I think it still needs to be a bit brighter, so I'll just make that gain a little bit higher. And we don't need to see anything down here, so I'm just going to decrease these TGC at that level as well, so it's not in the way. And from these presets I think that we can see the transverse abdominis reasonably well. So if we just do a contraction here, and I'm just going to go from the anterior part of the TA and follow it round to the back of the TA. There it is there. So that's some basic settings for the QSONO Linear Probe.